is my partner in crime, Josman. And I'm Richard in short. So we're just gonna talk about what went down when we went down for a research project, so we understand what was the outcome of it and what happens next. So it's a 20-minute, 25-minute presentation, and gonna do it on screen. First of all, if you look on Wikipedia for Cypher, it's just very short reference. It's a circle of b-boys, one person in the center dancing. That's all it says. But we know it's a big part of our culture, so we wanted to dive into it. Let's see. So what will we do? A couple of years ago, I was listening to a seminar at Malmö Dance Week. These guys bring a lot of people with deep knowledge, and Marcel Durden was talking about the miseducation of hip-hop dance. Few of his statements was that he got tired of judging competitions in choosing who was the better dancer or person or translator of music into movement. So, and he also gave references to ciphers, and gave a lot of examples in the U.S. before hip hop was born, and traced it back to West Africa. So that's one of our inputs. So we wanted to look into beyond breaking, because ciphers is bigger than breaking, but it's a big part of breaking, we know that. And we wanted to look specifically into spirituality, musicality, and improvisation in the ciphers. And we know that a lot of people know, you can all have perspectives on ciphers. You know, there's no perspective that is wrong. Everyone is right, but we're bringing new perspectives that we may pick up some conversation, forums on the cipher topics in the future. So we was looking for this because, or I originally became a bigger crew, because I think it's key, it's very important in breaking to keep the cipher culture. Especially now that many are going into breaking to compete, and we need to keep this very, very interesting way of dancing. All right. So who was on the crew first? First it was just me. I went to Nigeria 2018, and then I had one guy come over, JC. But I realized I can't do this on my own. And in that period, we also started BAM. And BAM is a perfect fit because we work with culture. And this is culture, basically. So originally we had Johan and Samir. Fortunately, they're not here. They was approved for funding by Konstnärsnämnden as well as I was, but they had to cancel due to work and family situations. So we had Josman and Steve go on board instead. They couldn't apply to Konstnärsnämnden, so we found other sponsors, and in the end it was just me and Josman that went. Sorry about that, Steve. Where are you at? So we needed to network going to Cameroon and Nigeria, and I had contacts in breaking organizations that was helping us to prepare where to stay, where to go, who to talk to, and we did exchanges with these guys. One organization in Cameroon is CACOD. It's a national organization, not only breaking, and they was really helpful. We met with their president Tex, Japa, whom I knew from Nigeria in 2018, and his younger brother Sangoku, a strong power mover. And we met with Dr. Carl. I think Josman connected well with him, a designer guy, very soft guy. And in Lagos, I had contact with Victor from Loudbase, whom I knew from 2018, and his organization and network. Included in that one was Hillary Jackson, a street dancer performer that had his own crew, and they were collaborating as contacts. So the background is, like I already said, it was two previous projects in 2018 and 2019. And that was funded by Swedish Arts Grants Council. I'm gonna take a side note on that. That the inspiration to ask Konstnärsnämnden for money came from Bogdan actually, because he did a previous project. And I was interested in what does it take, and all of you guys are qualified to, as artists, to ask for funding if you have an idea. You do this as individuals, not as an organization. So anyone can go to Konstnärsnämnden with an idea, validate yourself as an artist in somehow that you're active, and write your project idea, and they will respond to you. 4 times a year, they give out funding. So I had 10,000 first trip, I had 25 for JC, and this time I had 20 to go down. So it's a big help on the way. If you want some support on that, just reach out to me afterwards. I'll direct you in how. We also had, because Josman and Steve couldn't get money from Konstnärsnämnden, so I used the BAM to reach out to Riksteatern Skåne. They have a dance consultant here in the Claes Forsell in Malmö, whom we've been in contact with before, and we also have contact with Devote. So we reached out to these two organizations to ask kindly that, could you support, we described the project, who was going, and they very easily gave us money. So we had to pay maybe 50 or 60% of the trip, 50% ourselves, and the rest was funded. So it took a lot from us to go financially, especially if you don't have a regular job. It's big. It's big to do this job. And before we went, we had a project description that we want to do research on. So we took a chance on Malmö Dance Week this year, because we had Groovy and Focus and Killer Kim on the same spot. We took a chance to interview these guys. And we had Martha Diaz and Paradise Grey with Johan Söderman. Took a chance and asked these guys, what do you think about ciphers? Before going down. And when we went down, we had a lot of help from Johannes. Johannes helped me write my first application. And this is very interesting. I would not have been approved if he didn't help me write it. Because he sees things in many more perspective than a practical person like me. So he could pinpoint the cultural values and the art values better. And he's also been helping out in writing what do we need to do next to get the funding. So one important thing he gave me before going is I have to be careful, or when we come down there, so we get better connected in terms of cultural differences, in terms of me being white, going to an African country, asking them for help, and just to find a good approach and respect to them and their culture and them as persons and their situation different from ours. So basically, we couldn't go down and research on data, like a quantitative research from the university. We had to go qualitative. It has to be different types of interviews. We can't compare, we can't retrieve and say 9 out of 10 says this, because every interview is different, every experience is its own. So we had to look in situations or outside situations approach and take notes, film the interviews, but most and foremost was to give respect to the people that we met, and not try to colonize or appropriate, just to ask and have them speak their mind. A very important approach, and that basically was the key to their voices. I think that they appreciated us a lot, and they were happy to see the interviews published, and it's raw footage, uncut. So we also have to be carefully if we make conclusions here, because it's only our perspective and our experience. So bear in mind that what we say here is what we think about ciphers when we come back from what we thought before. All right, you want to talk about Douala?
Yeah, I can do.
Okay, let's go.
Oh! Yeah, nej, jag är rädd om att it's fine. Hello everyone, how are you doing? It's fine as I sit here. I don't want to be here like a, so I want to share with you guys. Yes, now is my turn to talk to you about our experience in Douala. Okay, how you can read there. We went to Douala the night of November, and we stayed during 4 days in the Dama Festival in Douala. There is, okay, we start with breaking because we are here about because breaking, the breaking organization. I took the opportunity to participate in the top 8 in Dama Festival. They had Battle of the Year, Cameroon. You can read there. And I asked about, it's fine if I took the part because, I'm not from Cameroon, I'm not Cameroonian. And they said, no, we want to have you to take the opportunity. So I took the opportunity, but I did not pass. I lose in this is the eighth of final, I don't know, quarter finale. I lose with a Cameroonian guy, but for me it's fine. Used to be the exchange. That was the part, the breaking part. But when we go through the festival, was a lot of art. That name said. The main history in this festival is hip hop and battles. But when you go through the festival and you look around, you see there is a lot of art. Almost, I don't know how can I explain that, but was good. They included not only hip hop, they bring. What's the name for these people? The clothes designers.
Yeah, designers.
Designed, so fashion designers. So they include this kind of art into the festival, and also the concerts. The music was good to experience. But this was the first meaning: battles, art, music. There, when we arrive in the festival, we start to connect the people and to have interviews like, hey, we are here because of this. But at the beginning, was a bit afraid even because the color of my skin, I'm still white there. So I was afraid to start to ask, hey, or show our intentions, because as Rika explained, we have to be really, really careful with this to show our intention because, the history back in the days. So, but was fine. I start to see when you come to the people with the better intention, something special that Johannes talked to Rika about the connection. I saw directly, I said to Rika, these people look at your eyes. So make sure to take good eye contact, because this is a really good key to go into these people and talk. And after that, they started to see us in the festival and come close, and they also asking something for us. I don't know for you, this is my own experience, but what's good when they come, hey, where you come from? And you start to speak, I know we are here because hip hop, and at some point was really, really, totally natural, the connection, because we show hip hop and we show our intentions was no, to take that, it's not for us. We came to exchange and take that is for us, because it's like when you have a conversation with somebody, there come out something that you say, oh, this is for me, that was kind of, that's our experience. And even to meet the people, the breaking community, because was a lot of dancers there, but our focus was in the breaking community. There we came to the spot there these people practice. We saw like probably with CACO, through CACO, the organization in Douala, probably we can have some workshops. but we prefer to call it a change, because for me it was give something to the neighborhood. No, give something because I'm a professional, I don't know. Was like, for me this is personal, but was like something from one child from the neighborhood, from another child from the neighborhood. So that's the reason for me exchange. Okay, we can talk more about that, well, how they do to practice and so. But okay, during the interviews, actually was Rika that took a lot of contact with the people there, so it was good because the friends also. Okay, to do that short, I want to go through the rest of the information here. These people is there. You can see read the names of the people that we have in interviews in Douala. Even is my name there. I got the honor to have an interview, to just take a part and also give something in another way. This is how we can see there. I'm gonna explain that bit probably. Sorry guys, this is a touch. When the store space outdoor art studio. Art studio was.
It was by the beach. I mean, if I can.
Okay.
Yeah. So we did all these interviews, mainly me, because I wanted to let the Djaz man do his experience. I could do the practical things, and I was still just asking the same questions, open questions that he would ask. So sometimes he was with me. Sometimes I took a chance on my own because I found someone. I found a crumper that did a performance, experimental, and it was divine. So I wanted to talk to him on the corner of the festival. We found traditional dancers, and then when I asked around, they eventually pointed me to the president of cultural development. I don't know if it was regional or national, and he spoke to me for 2 minutes about his idea of dancing. We found, and then I wanted to talk to Josman because he had a really personal experience. So at one breakfast we had some omelette, and then we started talking, and we gotta get this on camera. So it's important his perspective also. But that was 4 days festival. We had 2 days off. We took the chance to check out the surroundings. I went to a nightclub with Jampa. It was a scam, but it was fun still. And we went to Aqua downtown center. It was rugged. People advised us don't go, but we still went. Paid 3 times the money for the cab, but it was still cheap. And just walked around. People were hustling everywhere. And we went to this art studio that Josman explained. You're gonna see that in a small clip. When Dr. Carl, the guy we met, or Josman, he took us to the west of the river to a small outdoor art studio, free entrance, paintings everywhere. You could buy them. You could buy some homemade bracelets or anything, or just sit down and chill and relax by the river. Really nice place.
Was good.
Absolutely was not for free.
Yeah, we had to pay because
For us,
yeah.
probably for us, because they saw you have to give something for to maintain this place. So also they took the opportunity, hey, tourists, but for me it's fine. For me it's fine. Okay, let's give something. We are here. We have to support. That's true. For me it was like, hey, you are right. Okay. Thank you, bro. I skip a lot of information because to explain the drive that we're playing there and that stuff. Also, they put to the short. We have to pass to Lagos. They also was supporting the lecture, because the knowledge. They put the knowledge into the festival. So if you want to know about Africa, if you want to know about our culture, if you want to know about what's going on here, you have books. And also you have clothes. That's how we dress, and the hip hop was the background of this festival. Have you seen also this? I don't know. We don't have the build, but they put in the entrance really big groovy, and they put the name and all that included into the festival. But the meaning was hip hop. Okay. That is a part of our experience in Douala. When also we came to a day trip to Kribi, we came there for our buy, because we wanted to be there, our own. We paid to go to the nature because we was thinking, okay, it's also important when you visit some place, go to the nature and see how in this way the country works. Because I'm gonna do that more deeper, but everything is nature, and when we have something that is to look like, okay, in a cipher, how do we spread in a cipher? But this is also nature, must be a nature expression, okay? And when we came to the nature was, okay, now let's connect. How we see the connection between the people and the nature. And for me, it was really, really good because it's powerful, it's calm and powerful. And I feel it's how these people are in Cameroon. These people is calm, but these people is also powerful when that's when they feel. So was good to be there. Was like personal experience, but for me, I took that more deep because there is always something to see.
So we're going to skip over to Lagos, but mind you, it's a dangerous place. We have to consider safety a lot to not get in trouble. So going to Kribi was not very easy. It wasn't very easy, safe to go to and from the festival or going downtown wherever. Shit could have went down, but it didn't. We were taking the measures we could, but also taking risks and chances to experience the country. So we went to Lagos also. Lagos was a more intense program where Douala was loose because we were just going to the festival and taking part of that one and some small exchanges. But for Lagos was more practical exchange where we were part of a 4-day festival that was divided in one day. It should be a DJ set with Steve and Texilla. Texilla was missing you, bro. At the battle also. So Texilla was playing and we were checking out the bookstores. It turned out that he was a lawyer that had some extra money. So he started a small bookstore with a small bar where you could go buy literature if you had the money. So it was kind of high end, but it was a nice place to hang out with, to start with. And second day we did workshops. We went out in northwest in Rawsoul to big soccer area. A lot of young guys were playing football everywhere, like hundreds of them. And there was a small building. Someone was cooking outside and playing table tennis. And inside we were assigned to do a workshop. So Josman did his on breaking. There Nazi came to do popping. I took the chance to do a small talk about injuries and prevention. My main topic when we came to the conference, the big conference on day 3. Day 3 was when the organizer Rawsoul had invited people of knowledge from finance, from sports, from all areas connected to dancing and breaking, hip-hop that is. So he invited me to speak on injuries and prevention from a psychological or mental approach. I'm not the expert, but I know friends that are, so I had some input from them that I could pull out, and also gave them advice on how to organize towards World Dance Sport Federation and the Olympics, because they had no clue. None of them had. So we started from the bottom, like you need to have this organization, you need to be connected here, you need to earn your rankings, you need to have a coach, you need to get your people getting points, otherwise there will be no Nigerian in the Olympics. So that was an eye-opener for them. But it turned, also a funny thing is, first question I got is, who are you? So I got the white guy question from the Nigerian crew. So it's a good question. I love it. I was so grateful for this guy asking me, because if he didn't ask, no one would listen. No one. So I could address him and say, hey, I'm not coming here to take. I'm coming here to give, because I have a passion for hip hop and dancing, and I mind everybody included. Doesn't matter where you're from. So I'm here to share with you. basically, and then the vibration changed. Yeah.
I love that the guy asked you the question, because you, for all I know, you were the guy who could be with the answer on it.
Yeah. Because I
You're
was.
straightforward, but you open.
Yeah, I already considered why should they listen to me. So anyway, I was invited. It was good crowd. There was one guy was the 5%er. I think he's certified, called OJ. He went down there to write music and stuff. He's from US. Anyway, that was at France Alliance. That means that we could also understand that the French government, through cultural money, is supporting different organizations in countries where they have no historical interest.
Even in Douala.
Yeah, also in Cameroon. So there's a lot of French appearance in different forms. That was interesting because they got the venue for free, which it never happens actually. But French Alliance was flirting with the cultural sector in that sense. And the last day was not a festival, it was a battle. They did breaking battles, they did popping battles, crumping battles, Afro-style battles in what was at a youth center in north somewhere, Ketu district, also quite rough.
Yes.
And the guy organizing, he had to prepare with the gang lords the days before, just to make sure they didn't come to fuck it up. And I could see the militaries he had hired, they did choose not to carry weapons because it was probably better not to have weapons if something happened. So, but as long as we stayed inside and outside, it was daytime. Energy picked up when in the afternoon when the sun was setting. Some nice ciphers, performances. I was invited to be a breaking judge. Josman, he went in to qualify. They did a cipher selection, and then the judges picked out the top 8, and then they went. So Josman took it. He did.
Oh. But you know, I want to talk something. Before to come to the point, I won the competition there. There is interesting because we saw in Cameroon and Nigeria that we talk. The Alliance France is supporting the culture in those countries, but actually when you go deeper, for example, Load Base was talking also about, so probably we're gonna miss a lot of people in the conference because they don't like the place that we have the conference, because it's the Alliance, the France Alliance, and they don't, I can't talk or I can't say everybody, but the reality they don't like the Alliance France in those countries because the problem of the colonization, you know. So they are not really welcome. They are not really welcome there. But this is something that I think is important to talk. They support, but the people in the reality is like, no, get out of here. But some people was, this is hip hop, what the shit. It doesn't matter is Alliance France, Swedish Alliance, or whatever is hip hop. And hip hop doesn't have nationalities. The other one is to be in the neighborhood. This event for me was really special. For me was to win the event. Nah, I already won when I was there. You know, when I was in the neighborhood, seeing the guys they're doing to see in the same place basketball, skate, rules crisscross. I don't know how to say that. Even dance, some guy doing the street freestyle performance. So a lot of art, even ping pong. You remember the guys playing ping pong with something that they create to play. And was a lot of art in this place. But the reality, which you got out of this door, you know, Richard talked about that. But there inside was his peace, love, unity, and have fun. It's not because that hip hop say, it's the reality. It was in this place you found it. You found it in this place. I think that's the reason I took the event, because I was really enjoying that we had in this point, in this spot, at this point det happened. Yes, du kan fortsätta, det som kommer.
Okay, here's some nice stuff. I'm gonna kick in Josman again because he has some experience that I missed out on, for sure. So we had these 4 days, very intense. We were living at Hillary's place on the second floor in a small apartment with 6 or 7 people sleeping. Me and Josman on the same bed. No water, no electricity. Yeah, and people were drinking moonshine outside all night. But it was cool, very intense. So the reason for staying at Hillary's place was the exchange, the practical thing, because he was driving us everywhere, to and from. And we're sleeping at the same place, eating together, or actually not eating together because the guys don't eat so much. If there's no money, you don't eat, period. So no breakfast, no lunch, no dinner, maybe something in the evening. So we lost a lot of weight and felt some strange hunger. And anyway, so that was the 4 days festival. In the evenings, we took the chance to go see different places. You know, Fela Kuti is one of their national heroes, musician with really interesting lyrics, and he did oppose the dictatorship, and his mom was thrown off the balcony, and he was persecuted by the government at the time. But also he had a shrine, like a big building where, I don't know why, but somehow traditionally you can make a shrine and it's a sacred place. You don't go in there with violence. That means if you live in the shrine, you're left alone. So he's doing his music from the shrine, and people would go to him to listen. Since then, they separated. His house became a museum with a rooftop restaurant, and the shrine moved to a bigger building. And also in most African countries, Nigeria also, weed is illegal, but it's very cheap. It grows easily. It costs less than a soda on the street. So people go there to take their weed in the evenings. Don't just sit down, relax, listen to music. 1 or 2 times a week, they have concerts, and it's more party. They have small shops. You can buy stuff, some food. You can stay all night. And outside is full-blown crack sales and young people standing all night doing what young people do when there's nothing else. So it was tricky to just go there and from without having someone with you. Yeah.
Is it like a community-based shrine, or is it like a block, or it's a building?
It's a big building, like a warehouse, like an enormous warehouse.
Because you said people can live there.
No, not live. Go there.
Okay.
I mean,
Can
go.
I explain something? The thing is there, they opened this place to the homeless.
This homeless, right? Homeless.
Homeless.
Yeah, sorry, Swedish and English. So they opened this place, the Shrine Fela Kutis, for everyone. They said absolutely everybody in this place is the same, but not for us, if it's still the way, but it's fine. But we can't be there by our own. We can't. It's like impossible. That's the reason, to do the short word we have to finish. That's the reason that was open place, because it's a place for everyone, and the people that doesn't have one place to sleep, they can come to this place and take the night there and leave in the morning. So.
Yeah, it's a must-see experience. But also we went to Freedom Park. Freedom Park is Lagos is divided in 2 small islands. It's Victoria Island and Lagos Island. In the center of Victoria Island is a richer area with big foreign business. Lagos Island is dense with unemployed people living on the street. And in Lagos Island there is a place called Freedom Park. Now it's ironic because it's where they used to hang or chop body parts of people that wasn't following regulations from either the dictatorship or from the slave trade. So it was a prison. But they changed it to Freedom Park. The walls were still there, but they changed it to an art venue with small bars, small stages. Locals could do performances, and just hang out. But outside was Lagos Island. It was rugged, really rugged. So we went there. We took one day to hang out the pool just to relax and get some. The first day we got sun on our skin. Actually, we went to see real deal Lagos markets, street markets. People everywhere, and they have different tribes. So this one was in Ikeja district. It's been more or less only Igbo people. So it's only Igbo people on the street selling. Yoruba people is somewhere else. They don't mix when they do business. Besides, Igbo people has a tradition of doing business, and Yoruba not so much. Yoruba is more on the cultural side, which we're coming to, because Yoruba was the tribe we were looking for. And speaking of which, Josman gonna talk a little about on his expressions, and then I'm gonna. No, actually, first we're gonna watch the video.
Just to share my love with you.
You come, and now you are already here to come to the other side. 1, 2. Go for it.
Go.
Okay. Now,
Say hi.
why don't you stand there and see? Nothing blocked.
Let me get user on the camera also. Say hi to Sweden.
Cyphers here also. We want the DJ start playing. So I'm gonna do my part first, and then Josman can jump in. And then if you want, you can have an open dialogue, or rather, I'll keep this open dialogue for future, because if we do some rhetorics, I want us to talk about energy, spirit, the vibration in the cipher that you create. subconscious, conscious dancing. How do you control? Should you let go everything? Should you keep something? Basically, what comes out in a cipher that otherwise wouldn't. That's the interesting part. What is a cipher? Why is there a cipher? So from my experience, what's going on in my mind after this trip is that the cipher does not necessarily is a exactly round circle with one person in the center. Cipher is an exchange between people. You can have the music in the middle and people outside. There can be many dancers. The space maybe is part of the creation. If it's an open space, maybe the people are creating the echo of the vibrations. If you're in a room, maybe it's also the walls or the ceiling that makes a difference. There are some really important ethics that we need to address and teach the young dancers. You don't walk across a cipher that is going on. You try to keep it tight, not opening it up somewhere. Experience from capoeira, a good rola is tight, people turn inwards. And the purpose of a cipher is not for someone to make a display or a show. Then it's something else. So if someone goes in and make multiple rounds, they're changing the nature of the cipher, and then it's a performance instead, or a battle. But a cipher can be a battle. This was what Fulu told us, that in the tribes, if someone was trashing someone, at some point the municipality would gather around in a big circle in the square, tie the guy's left hands and have them punch it out till they were finished. So it can be a battle. It can be about someone talking shit about someone's way of dancing, and then you settle it in front of everybody. But it can be part of a cipher, but not necessarily. Also, Sheguna Defila was talking about elevating people. That in a cipher is if you start criticizing or beefing with someone, you're also changing the nature of the cipher. You're not elevating, you're suppressing people, and then you're changing the dynamics of the cipher also. So also something to consider if you go in to keep the level up, or be ready that someone may question you as a dancer and call you out and be able to respond. So that way you also have to respect the level of the cipher. If you're not ready for the level, you shouldn't go into it, or if you're a beginner, you don't go into a very dense OG cipher maybe, for example, so to be observant. And Durden was talking about the Yoruba cosmogram that is depicting a cipher that also, if I put it in relation to what Sheguna Defila was saying about to keep control, not let yourself go fully, otherwise you will lose the power, the energy and power that you build up is gone if you lose it. It connects somehow to the Yoruba cosmogram because they illustrate a line inside the cipher that is over the water surface or under, that illustrates to be alive or not to be alive, and to be crossing that line is to go on both sides of losing yourself or not, finding a spirit or not. This one I think is really interesting, how to build that sensation. What else? Yeah, some even though in Africa, both in Cameroon and Nigeria, we could observe some people taking the liberty to pick up chairs, go to a cipher and put the chairs in front, because they felt that they had the right to sit down in front of everybody and observe the cipher as a performance. And I think this is a big no-no. But not everybody understands the cipher dynamics. You wouldn't. Neither of us would bring a chair to a cipher, I think. That's one idea I had.
Can I go?
Yeah, now it's you.
Yeah, do that fast.
Okay, now it's my turn to speak about how I experienced for me, that was the top. That was the top to see how the people. I gonna start from Douala because Douala was for me the place that I saw that really strong. I saw something so was for me good because the dancers there, as Rika explained, to lose the control, but at the same time don't lose, like go in a trance. I don't know, something really deep. And the people in Douala was dancing, and I saw when they start to dance hard, or more and more hard, they just come to one point like they don't think something else that I want to dance, I want to express myself. Even in the floor was how was the floor? The floor was rocks, bro, like this. I was dancing in this floor because I was like, okay, if these people say, if you are dancing, you don't care about the floor, you just dance. Let's do it, let's feel it. And for me, it was really good to see they express, and no matter what, I want to express myself. You know, without words, just express, let it go, and after that, come back. And this guy, the Kromper one, Infinity Web, he had a performance, and when this guy do the performance, he made a circle, probably with salt. There is something that you have to understand that. And in some point he started to go out of the line, and somebody in the public was like, no, because they know also they understand what this guy do. But the reaction the people was every time was the present, when the Afro Battles, bro, when was something good, that was not like, whoa, or cool or nice, no. The people was running, probably forward the stage, and getting crazy and getting back, There was something that people express. No matter what, I want to spread. I feel it's good, I feel it's dope, I want to run there, I spread that I got the sensation, I do, So that was good for me, because we come from my place, South America, for example, you do like breaking, and was like, what are you doing there? You're cleaning the floor with your back. I'm here in Europe, the people is thinking a lot, I'm doing good, I'm doing wrong, I'm doing right, and I don't feel good. So this kind of stuff doesn't, how can I say that? Tilota, you are not allowed to express yourself 100% if you think this. Okay, I want to move. There was something more what for me is really interesting, how they have to adapt to practice, because it's not like here we have Studiefrämjandet, we have Frank City Rollers, we have Dance Central Seat, a lot of more places that of course is possible through BAM and other people more that organize. Like you guys, you was doing the workshops there, okay. But whatever, the thing is they have to, we have used this play to practice. How we gonna do? Karate want to practice here. Modern dance, contemporary want to practice here. Breaking want to practice here. Probably popping, probably sports also, that you see the place, and they have to communicate and have a deal. Hey, this day and this time is for us. So, there you saw the workshop was in the asphalt, in the concrete. The workshop was not here, so we have to appreciate that we have. The exchange, I talked about that. For me was to connect with the people and show, because I'm from South America, we don't have the best footballs, but when you come to Europe, you see, we have to get better in the technique. So, of course, for me it was easier to see, hey, they are doing wrong in this, so let's exchange this and do this. Was good. I hope in the future those guys gonna do. And the last part, the spirit of the festival, easier. Color, music, and happiness have to be together. That they do in Douala. They put clothes, they put music, they put dance, and the people wanted to party. It was Sunday at 12, and the people was still in the club drinking a beer and having good times. So, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a cool experience. We will, if we can, anyone wants to go, ask us for connections, ask for money from Konstnärsnämnden, or whatever you do. We can. Douala Music and Arts Festival is a must-see. It is a must-see. You have to go there. Pick up some French before. But now we're just gonna finish up with say this one. I think is an interesting idea. The collective. We was at the club on Friday. Once he just set up a spontaneous cipher before the club. It was dope. This is connect exactly to what we're trying to achieve. We want to bring the cipher in our culture. Dancing for fun doesn't have to be a competition or a winner. So what happens next is Johannes has been helping me to write a project description in what can we do with the outcome of this trip. So we already got some money from Region Skåne and from Kulturförvaltningen Malmö. They believe in our idea. And we have pending applications. We're going to do another one from Kulturrådet. We have at Konstnärsnämnden to bring people from Nigeria and Cameroon here to participate. And Postkodstiftelsen also is a big cultural sponsor. So what we want to do, when we know how much money we have, the idea is pretty much clear. We want to do something that is a platform where we can approach the young in Malmö. That is a creative school approach. This is a primary target. And we also want to bring the ciphers to the young adults. And yeah, like you guys. More or less adults.
Thank you.
Anyway, so we want to bring that into a club environment because we don't only want to go to schools, we want to be where the young is. And besides, even though I'm not so young, I want to enjoy the club sensation of a cipher because it's really fresh. And secondary is to make a bigger performance so we can reach out to more people, but that's only if we have the money to support it. So this is what's coming up next. Probably in February we'll know the full budget, but we will start recruiting. If you remember, we put out a link on BAM. If you want to get engaged in some form of work, if you have some skill, you can register and we will reach out to you. We know who can do what, even so. But we will need a project manager for this big project. We will need an art director. So it comes out right, and then these people will need to recruit the persons that are executing. Actually, it could include some of the dancers that we already have identified. But that was what's next. Okay, now we need some music, I think.
Yes.
We need some music, and put the chairs in the back, and say hi to all the sponsors. See you guys later.